Lab program, I call my project as Reading CENTHINI. Yeah, from April last year until tomorrow, actually, 31st October. Okay, so okay, CENTHINI is Serat CENTHINI is the name of a book, Japanese manuscript from 1814, yes, around that time. Okay, so this is the timeline of my project. Pre-program, yeah, I tried to find all versions of the book since 2009. Then, after I got into Director's Lab, there are three main stages. The first one, okay, understanding the content. Theoretically, my mentor was Javanology department in Yogyakarta. Then second, building body language in performance. My mentor was Suprapto Suryodarmo from Solo. Then the third one is developing script and final performance. My mentor was Chong Su-Chien. So post-program, later January, I will be having a production, performance. The title is Reading CENTHINI, Suluk Tambang Raras. The English version is Path of the Boat of Soul. Okay, very long. Okay, first, understanding the book theoretically. Okay, since the book is written in, of course, Japanese language. Actually, the real book is really in Japanese alphabet, so all the curly alphabet. I actually did try to learn about the alphabet, but I think there is no use. So, yeah. So I proceed to only the Japanese language. But then Japanese language also, because Japanese language, they have this unggah-ungguh, it's like the hierarchy. Generally, there are three types of Japanese language. The first one is Jawa Ngoko, then Jawa Madya, and Jawa Kromo. Ngoko is for friends. So between friends, we talk with Jawa Ngoko. Then for Jawa Madya, it's like between friends, but then the other one is older than you. Then for Kromo is when you talk to the president, you use Jawa Kromo. Yeah. And also, I don't see the point in learning the language before because there are translations of the book. Why do I need to learn the language? Okay, but then, because the real book is written in Mocopatan, in tembang form. Tembang is like a poetry. It has rhymes. It has a certain rules and regulations. So there are 17 types of tembang. In each type, you can only have how many lines. Then each line can only have how many syllables, and also the rhymes at the end of the lines. I took tuition in this tembang because tembang is supposed to be sung. So I learned singing Japanese. Okay. Then, of course, after you read the book, then you will meet people you will meet people who has different interpretations of the book, or even misinterpretation of the words, or even the tradition, the Japanese tradition itself. Let's say, for example, the Japanese are really famous with the offering rituals. Some people see the ritual as a cleansing method. So it's like a symbolism of cleansing. Because usually in the offerings you have so many ingredients, and the ingredients usually representing water, fire, and earth. So it's like you cleanse the world and you cleanse your body as well, because your body is part of the world. Yeah. Then some people see rituals as a way to ask permission from spirits, from ancestors. But there are also wrong interpretation about ritual. To see ritual as a must, as in, actually ritual can come in any form, but then they see the Japanese ritual with all the rice, all the bananas, all the flowers as a must. And that is, for me, is wrong interpretation, because then you have to see what is the intention, what is the purpose of doing a ritual. This ritual is actually something. So your mind must be in a certain state of calmness, so that it is ready to do something that you want to do. So actually, yeah, you can do the ritual in your own way, as long as the intention is still true, correct? Yeah, as long as you have the intention lah. So all the offerings are just mediums and symbols. Then I come across Japanese dance as well. Japanese dance is split into two big groups. So the first one is palace dance, and the other one is commoners dance. In palace dance, it is usually performed for rituals. The content of the dance can actually be about anything. It can tell about any stories, but it is being performed in the frame of a ritual. But for commoners dance, it is like, it's like actually for celebration, for fun, but then it has a ritual aspect of it. So for commoners dance, it's like ritual framed in a celebration. Yeah. Then, okay, we have to see the current Japanese life, the current norms and also tradition, because it's not all about wearing, you know, all the headgear, all the buns, or wearing batik. The current Japanese culture, I mean, for me, the outer skin is, of course, the current language. They have so many slangs and everything. And also maybe on the outer skin, you can see the culture, the very laid-back culture. They always take things slowly, do things slowly. But then, of course, that's only the skin. You have to know the core of the current culture, and actually it's still the same with the past culture as well. It's how they deal with everything in life. They have this concept on Rimo. Rimo is accepting. So if they face a problem, they do not make a scene, they do not confront, but they accept it and they try to find a solution without hurting anyone. So that's for me, what I see, that's the core of the culture actually. Then, yeah, of course, then the homework for me in this stage is to keep the taste of the language without copying the book, because my intention to read this book is to make a performance out of it. At first, I wanted to present this book, the whole book, 12 volumes, in purely body language, so without any words. But then, the Japanology department, they reminded me, okay, how are you going to keep the taste of the language if you are only using body language? Because this taste of the language has been existing in spoken words. I mean, that is the tradition. That's why the book is written in tembang form, so it has to be sung. Yeah, the main thing is the spoken words. So they were really concerned about it. How are you going to keep the taste of the language? Okay, then next step, understanding the body. Since my intention at that time was still to present the book in purely body language, and at that time I didn't have any body language at all, because I have no experience professionally as a dancer or a movement artist or physical theater or anything. I'm not even an actor. So yeah, I feel the importance of, okay, I have to have a body language. Even if I'm getting an actor or how many dancers, at least I have to know in what language I want to, you know, present the book. Then when I came to my mentor, I was straight away being thrown into movement just like that. And the first day when I came there, I told my mentor, can I just watch first? Because everybody else was doing all sorts of movement already, and I was, wow, okay, I cannot do any movement. So I prefer to watch first. And actually I was planning to copy their their movement. But then my mentor insisted, no, 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 you have to join them. Oh, okay, die already. Then, yeah, I spent a few days like a crazy person, like just doing movement without knowing, okay, what is this for, and actually, what is this movement? I'm just plainly doing, just move my hands and my legs. Okay, then I only got the answer when I asked the question to my mentor. Okay, actually, what is this for? Then, actually, the whole practice is to synchronize yourself, your body with the environment. Then I thought, oh, okay. I mean, okay, like synchronizing your body with the environment. And at the time, the other participants in my mentor's class, they were in a soul-searching trip kind of thing. So I was, okay, like, I'm not doing soul-searching. I want to do a performance. So how is this applicable to a performance, to something that's being put on stage? Then I asked again, of course. So it turns out after so many questions, it is very important to synchronize your body and the environment, because on theater context, you have to read your audience first before you start your performance. The aim is to get yourself and your audience in the same frequency. I mean, that way you can get their attention longer. You can start a performance like blasting music and really catch their attention at that time, but maybe it will only last 5 minutes. Longer than that, they might be bored or something. But when you are in the same frequency, they will keep up with you. Yeah. So then, another homework, because when you want to do a performance, of course I will want to tell a story or illustrate something. How are people going to understand my body movement when I'm only moving my hands and my legs? Then, okay, come the usage of props, because the props then you can use to symbolize story or idea. But okay, in this case, I mean, using props as symbol is a really effective way. But for me, I'm avoiding using props to symbolize a symbol, because there will be too much. Okay, then after that, I mean, when you're talking about performance, especially body movement, dance, and everything, another problem is the music accompaniment, the sound. I'm not a musician, and I cannot play any instrument at all. So, then it will be so expensive to hire a musician. So, I decided to, since I have a tablet with me, why not I download so many music apps? And it worked, really, it worked. That's the cheapest way. But then sometimes your tab cannot record the sound. Yeah, so then that's another problem. And in the middle of all those tab music, I realized, actually at that time, I was doing a performance. Few hours before the performance, then I got the idea, okay, why not I add a dangdut song into the performance, because I love dangdut song, and in Indonesia there hasn't been many performance, especially body movement and dance, using dangdut songs, because it's considered very low class. But then, for me, I don't see a problem in using a low class music into any performance, as long as it connects with the idea of the performance. So, yeah, I just I cut the song with my tab again, then, okay, just play the music, and turns out the result was really, it was really good, because, okay, even though people has this love-hate relationship with dangdut music, because they think it's cheap, it's pornographic, it's whatever, but they really know the music. They are so familiar with dangdut songs, because everywhere you go in Indonesia, you will hear dangdut song. So it becomes my way to connect with any audience in Indonesia, because everyone will know dangdut song. So why not? I mean, I can just put the music and when I choose the music, I really choose the lyrics, because the lyrics for me are very important. It's like the meaning of the show. So over time, the song becomes the show, and the show becomes the song also. Then when I feel comfortable doing body movement, doing performances with dangdut songs and things like that, I keep doing the short performances. It was only 15 minutes, like roughly, like 10 to 15 minutes, all my short performances. But okay, partly this is also because of my mentor. My mentor purposely asked me to perform in so many events. Then I told him, hey, but I am not good yet, in performances. Why are you asking me to keep performing for your events? Then he said, okay, if you don't perform, how are you gonna move with your project? You're just gonna read the book and do nothing. So I thought, oh yeah, this is a good challenge. So yeah, until now I keep doing short performances. I'm taking excerpts from the book, and it really works. How your body finally understands the depth of each myth, each story, and in a way it also trains my creativity, because I have to keep using new props. I cannot use the same props anymore. For costume, okay, I recycle the costume, but then the props I have to keep making new ones. Yeah, so yeah, it was a really good way to understand the book. Then I come to my next mentor. I'll show you the photos first of the short performances. Okay, this is the very first one. The title is Yudhishthira and Sunan Kalijaga ketemu. Yeah, the story is about Yudhishthira meeting Sunan Kalijaga, one of the Wali Songo. It is mainly about it's that because in Indonesia last time in the kingdom era, at first they embraced Buddhism and Hinduism. Then it changed to Islam. So this is about the shift between Hindu Buddha to Islam, and it's a very smooth and peaceful passing in this story. And I feel that's a really good way to illustrate the change of the religion, because it's not a change actually, but it's like a passing over to the new generation. Okay, then the second one, the title is Sepasang Petir, a pair of lightning. This is about a myth. So it's about a pair of lightning, female lightning and male lightning, how they get separated and finally they meet again and they come back to where they are supposed to be. Okay, the next one. Okay, Syekh Siti Jenar / Among Raga dalam Bonyok. I mean, Syekh Siti Jenar is one of the controversial character in the history of Islam in Indonesia. He was killed. But actually, it is not known whether he was killed or he disappeared or he moksa or something. Then I put the story in parallel with Among Raga. Among Raga is one of the characters in CENTHINI. So I see a similarity between the pattern of their story, how they are accused of doing something that actually they don't do, and how people say that they go astray from the path, but actually they are the one who really master the path. Then this one, CENTHINI is dropping. It's about the first 40 nights of the wedding of Among Raga and his wife. So the first 40 nights they don't do anything. The husband only preach to the wife. The message actually from this story is how a husband is supposed to be the leader of the family, and he is supposed to be a teacher to his wife as well. Yeah, so this illustrating the whole process of marriage and unification of two bodies. Yeah. Okay, Next one, Pala. Pala is the real name of Penataran Temple. Pala means observer, but it can also mean protector. So I'm interested because this is one word, but this word means two opposite action. One is active, the other one is passive. So this is more of an illustration. Then the third one is, the next one is Kalamunyan. Kalamunyan is about, again, the story was Sunan Giri, one of the Wali Songo. He was copying Quran, and suddenly he got attacked by Majapahit troop. So he was surprised. He threw his pen. The pen turned into a keris, which spins around and kill all the Majapahit soldier. Then the keris come back to his hand as a pen, bloody. So this whole thing, illustrating that scene. Next one, okay, this is the last one, the recent one that I did. The title is Jagat Walian. Jagat Walian is upside down world. Yeah. This is illustrating when Among Raga, because Among Raga, after he was punished, he was thrown into the sea. He didn't die, but he moved to this Jagat Walian. He moved into the spirit world, but they call it Jagat Walian. So in this world, he was still in limbo. So because he has unfinished business, but then also he has so many baggage because he left his wife. He hasn't found his lost brother and sister. So that burden keeps chasing him in this world, and it's like a moment of contemplation, and also a moment where this character Among Raga really pity himself, and he just cannot get out from this spirit world because because of the unfinished business. Okay, next. Okay, move to another mentor, Chong Se-chen. I tried to reinterpret the book. At first, I was still having the same agenda. Okay, I'm doing full body movement, no spoken words at all. But then, Se-chen challenged me. Okay, why don't you try doing a performance lecture? I think part of the reason is actually because when I met him and I told him about my project, I spoke so much. So he don't see the point in doing body language. I can talk a lot. Yeah. So then I was thinking, okay, how to do performance lecture? Because first, performance lecture in itself, there is no clear definition of it. It's still debatable. I mean, you can do a PowerPoint presentation, then suddenly you go and sing, and you call it a performance lecture. And there are many loopholes. If you do performance lecture, and you become a very comedic character, then it falls under stand-up comedy. Or you become very serious and it becomes a lecture only, not a performance lecture. So I was quite excited because this is something that is still not fixed yet, the definition. So okay, why not just play along with it? But then at the time, my concern was, okay, since this is totally out of my plan, how am I going to do the script? Am I rewriting the script in my own language, or how am I going to make a new interpretation, or am I telling a completely different story? Then, okay, so Chen gave me homework. I had to do a journal. Yeah, I can just fill the journal every day or twice a day. Then after that, I have to send him back the journal. Then from the journal, when he feels that I have enough content for a script, he will say stop. Okay. Then I keep sending him, and after that, after around 1 month, 1.5 months, he said, okay, you have enough for a script. But then comes the next problem because, then how to do the script from the journal. In the end, I wrote a monologue. Then he said, no, this is not what he meant. So he really had to show me how to do the script for a performance lecture. And he also had this hidden agenda to introduce juxtaposing to me. So then, yeah, after he showed me, it's really very simple. He just cut and paste some parts of my journal, then slot in some CENTHINI story, then alternating, just like that. But then after I see what he did it very randomly. Of course, I'm unhappy with it because there is no flow at all. Yeah, so in the end, okay, I have to rewrite everything. So I go and rewrite everything, and it becomes clear that actually the intention from him is so that I mirror the book into my life story, into the examples that really happened in my life. It was, I'm a bit slow, so I only realized at the end. Okay, then from all this, I did the presentation in May, with all the song and dance, animation, painting, scroll, okay. Yeah, basically this performance is alternate. I'm telling two stories. Yeah, one is my life, and the other one is CENTHINI. We tried to, actually, Sechen tried to avoid any direct connection between my life and the book. But then in this version, there are still many connections between my life and the book. Yeah. So that's why then we move on to the next stage, which is writing the final script. And unconsciously I embrace this format, and I agree. Peak. There is no peak at all, but it's just running. Yeah.
I think so. This is the book,
Okay, then the next one, there are so many myths in this book. Some of the myths are really interesting, some of the myths are quite boring. Okay, then the life events of the character. Of course, the life events form the overall plot. And at first when I read the book, I feel like, this is a story about somebody running away. So what, just running away. Then after that, something happens in my life. So I realized that running away is a big deal, not just running away. Because running away involves a lot of feelings lah. Then the burden chasing you, the feeling of being chased by something. That's really you have to be strong lah. Then we go to the writing style. For the writing style, this book, of course, as I mentioned before, written in tembang form, like poetry, but then the choice of words. The choice of words is really simple. It's really like anyone will be able to understand this book because it's like everyday language. But then it is arranged as such that it's funny, but also very vulgar. That's why Dangdut is really suitable for this book, because Dangdut is simple, Dangdut is funny, and it's really vulgar to the point that it's pornographic. That's why it's really suitable. I'm sure there are people who will scold me for using Dangdut music to present this Serat CENTHINI, because Serat CENTHINI is considered the most magnificent literature. And I'm using Dangdut, which is so low class, but I don't care because, that's the fact lah. Okay, then the role of me and meaning of the book in life. Okay, when reading the book, I keep asking that question: what is the role of this book in real life? Why is this? Why do you have to write this book? Because it's very long, 12 volumes. At first, I only see this book as this is an encyclopedia of Javanese culture, because it contains everything about Javanese life. Okay, then after when I reached the 1 year mark of this director which is actually this book is about acceptance and about sacrifice actually, because the characters in the book they face so many struggles, and in a way, okay, those characters are a representation of the writer. The writer was a prince, but this prince was considered very shameful to the family. So then, okay, now I realize that he wrote this book, this very long book, to prove his father, the king, that he is not stupid. He is not all those things that the father told him. He is very knowledgeable in terms of spiritual knowledge, in terms of life skill, because he lives with the commoner. So maybe the father thinks that it's a mistake, but he wants to prove that it is not a mistake to live like everyone else, to not live in the palace. So in a way, I mean, I can see the sacrifice in writing this book, and also it's really emanated through all the characters in this book, because you will want to have an ideal life, in your own ideal life, but people sometimes cannot accept that ideal idea in you. So then you have to, if you can bargain, by all means bargain, but then when you cannot bargain anymore, there has to be some sacrifices. Yeah. Okay, this one very fast because, time really. Okay, talking about style. Okay, since this is director's lab, so I have to talk about my style of directing. Okay, we go back to the past few performances. This is the very first production that I produced myself. Yeah, the second one, it was body movement, purely dance. You see the picture first. Okay, all the colors. It's actually about my own heartbreak. Yeah, but I package it in a myth about Lilith and Adam. Okay, second one, Titik 0.0. This is also actually about my life, my love life, but I package it in an Aceh tsunami story. Okay, next one, Kong Kali Kong. Kong Kali Kong also about my love life, but I package it in a story of 3 generations of Chinese women. Okay, next one. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, now I'm pretty clear of my preferences. I don't want to call it style for now, but yeah, it's clear that it's my preferences. I love to do things in monologue style. My thinking frame is that why do I need so many actors, so many characters, when I can tell so many stories through one character? Yeah. Then patterns. I love patterns because, you reflect back to your life. There are so many patterns in your life, and it has to appear on stage. Okay. Usage of songs. Like it or not, actually in the beginning I don't want to touch songs or music at all because I cannot do anything with it. But then, you just have to deal with it. Sometimes you need songs, and recently, increasingly, I use so many songs. Compared to last time, I really love silence and all those stuff. Now I really have to use songs. And okay, this is not boasting, but my usage of dangdut songs in Indonesia, I am considered the first one to use dangdut song as a representation of the story. Because usually people, if they use dangdut songs, it's only like music illustration only. Okay, then next one, minimal usage of sets or no sets at all. Because, okay, go back to that. Why do I need so many characters when I can tell so many stories through one character? So why do I need so many sets when I can have the actor just standing there or sitting there? Okay, costume. Okay, if you see the recent performances, the short performances, you will see me in red all the time. Okay, that is, actually this one, I should change, not costume, but color. Color paletting is really important to create the visual of your show. My consideration in using red, first because I keep doing shows in temples and at night. If I use green, there is no contrast at all, I won't shine. So, I use red. because red is, okay, the contrast is there. And another reason, I look good in red. Okay, then the next one, collaboration with other disciplines. I always try to collaborate with other disciplines. Maybe it's film, maybe it's music, maybe it's sound art, anything. It's just my curiosity lah. Because once somebody told me that no, you cannot mix theater with film because it's totally different thing, and I have proven him wrong in my show Titik 0.0. Okay, then inspirations and topics is really clear. Okay, all my shows are about me and my life. That's all. Thank you. Okay, question please. Huh? Oh, okay, thank you.
You like Taylor Swift?
No, but she's rich.
One question.
Okay, so thank you, Agnes. We have maybe about 10 minutes
Okay.
max for kind of a dialogue, short one. So
Yeah.
I mean, people are free to stay, or if you really have to go, then it's okay. But if anybody has any questions or feedback or anything for Agnes?
Plug your show.
Huh?
Plug your show. When is it? People travel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, my show will be 8 to 10 January, 8 p.m.
Here,
Yeah.
Here. Tickets are $20, concession $15. Yeah. I will be
Is there going to be a solo performance as well?
Yeah, I will be performing solo, but then I bring I will put in painting installation, acrylic on plastic sheet, and I'm also bringing sound artist. Yeah, basically that's all.
So, I have a question.
Hmm?
Because you talk about monologue and you talk about, just generally having one actor and stuff like that. So, why have you decided that? I think that's not the question. The question is, I'm interested in finding out how you deal differently with directing yourself and directing other people.
Okay. It's very different, but then, okay, in a way it's easier to direct yourself, but in another way it's easier to direct other people, because when you direct other people, you can just set up, okay, rehearsal, then we do some exercise for to understand the character, we talk a lot and everything, but then when you perform yourself, then, okay, maybe I will need a third eye, but then at this point, I feel that no, I'm not going to use any third eye, so everything is really imposed onto me. I have to do characterization every day, but then that's easy because I'm telling the story about my life. In my free time, when I look like I'm just zoning out, actually I'm digging deep into my experiences. Really, I'm really digging deep into my experiences, and I keep reflecting back.
But Agnes, I mean, you are of a certain age in your life. How much story of yourself can you investigate for yourself, as well as for the audience? And will you move away from a self-narrative to expanding it to include other narratives?
Maybe. Actually, I have to, because if not, then, okay, even though life journey is never boring, if I tell my life journey, I don't know how many times in so many different formats, it won't be boring. But then, okay, no, but then, okay, actually I have a fear when I keep doing shows about my life, because I'm scared that the show will be very selfish. Like, I'm only talking about myself. This is my channel to spill it out. But then, after how many shows, share your own stories because others will relate to it in a way, and it becomes, okay, first it becomes a good therapy for you. Then the second one, it consoles other people because it shows that they are not alone. There are people undergoing similar situation with them. Yeah. Yeah, but expanding to another people's story, I try to lah, but then still told through this one character. But then the challenge will be how to really understand that person's story in depth. Yeah, so that's a long homework to do. Yeah. Okay.
Do you think then that there is a need to separate yourself as, I guess, the playwright or the person who conceptualizes the performance versus director versus the actor?
There is a need.
By that mean that you're distancing yourself in
Yeah. I mean, okay, when you write, actually you have to just write. Don't think about direction, because direction is later. It is very hard lah. So, of course, for me, the first stage is to write. Okay, I go and write, and I try not to think about any visualization, because when I think about visualization, I will kill the script. So, that's already done. Then the next step is, okay, directing and acting. That's like concurrently together. First, I use myself as a director, so I have to decide everything. I don't know how to keep distance, but then I try to oversee everything first. I want, okay, how the look, then how am I gonna move, the lighting, the sound, this and that. Then when I have to be an actor, then okay, let's rehearse. So I plan everything before, then after that, okay, go rehearsal. If something is uncomfortable, then okay, change along the way. But then, okay, the reason why I like this lecture performance lecture style is because the script is made as such that anyone can act it out. Non-actor can act it out as well. And actually, I have been aiming for that, to create a script that can be acted out by anyone, even without director. But then, for a director, that is a big challenge because, yeah, how to not fall into lecture, how to not fall into stand-up comedy. Yeah. Actually, I'm not answering your question because I also don't know how to answer. Okay, because it's very hard to distance yourself. But once you immerse yourself in it, yeah, stay true to your intention. That's all, actually.
But is there a clear voice that you think you are developing? A voice that will resonate to many people, not only audiences but also to many actors, to many directors,
okay.
that they will want to share in your
Okay. Okay, in terms of developing language or something, okay, I'm using I'm using poetry of everyday language. Okay, then, okay, in developing the script for my final script, I am actually considered lucky because this book is a representation of everyone's life. So, by right, it is easy for anyone to get connected to it. But then the fact is that this book is not even known. This book is not even being picked up by anyone. So then I have to find a way how to connect with the audience or even with anyone. That's why I try to put my own life story because at least I live in the same era as my audience, and I'm hoping that can be a bridge. Yeah, and since you can see the actor, since I am the actor also, I'm hoping there is a sense of familiarity actually, because at least you see the person and you can choose to believe or not believe whether this guy is telling his own life story or it's just a script.
I think it's not a question now, but it's just like an analysis because person running away. But I think it's also really gently is the essential of a Javanese or a human being about a journey. And I guess when you reflect it back, what better way for you to reflect by using your journey in parallel to reading CENTHINI. So I guess that for me is powerful in that not just for Wendy, but also the fact that you are also analyzing your life, and also the book is just about finding a way, creating like I am lost and I'm searching my way. So I guess direction wise, it's okay, that's your style, but I'm trying to make sense of why you took that line. And I guess burying your soul is like knowing the story, that your story is very personal, and to share it on stage in line with reading CENTHINI it can be really complicated for you. So my question is, how is it as a researcher, how was it, what was the aha moment when you were researching through reading CENTHINI and then analyzing it as a third person objectively into your life? Were there any
Okay.
moments?
Yeah, my first impulse actually was to really read the book theoretically, and after I feel I'm equipped enough with all the theories to proceed with the book, then okay, I go and read the book again. Actually, the realization moment where I have to reflect back to my own life is maybe around 6 months ago, because I was talking with someone, then it was actually a coincidence when, because so many things has been happening in my life. So when I talked to that person, then I was like, oh yeah, reading this book is really like, it's really complicated, like my life. Then he was saying, yeah, actually the best way to read the book is to keep reflecting back to your own life, because if not, why you read the book? You read the book to get something, to get a lesson for your own life. So then I realized, oh yeah, actually I've been doing that unconsciously. Yeah. Other question?
I think last
Yes.
question.
You said that you like the monologue style, and actually when I saw your performance lecture, I thought it was really great and it suited you so well. I really enjoyed the performance you made. And then I'm surprised that it's actually Zichen who pushed you in that direction, and that you originally had decided not to use text at all. So why did you decide not to use text at all, given that you already liked monologues before that, I assume?
Yeah, actually when I decided to apply for this program, I see this as a chance. If I can experiment with something new, then actually it's my personal curiosity. I've been wanting to create a performance, full body movement, but I don't know how. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can take this director's lab as a challenge to make a performance full body movement. And because I see body movement as very lyrical in a way, and it has a certain beauty to it. But then after I tried Sechen's way, then I realized, okay, the short performances I did was purely body movement, and I feel it was good, and it reached a certain success. Now, okay, if I perform it in body movement in Indonesia, maybe it will be very suitable. But then I'm facing a Singapore audience. In Indonesia, it will be very successful because they can sort of recognize the taste of the movement, the taste of the body movement, and what roughly the story is about. But then if I present it in Singapore, it's like So that's a really big challenge. So then I thought, okay, I have to do something with it. So, and I also actually went for a consultation with an artist in Jogja. I was talking to him, okay, I'm having this project for CENTHINI. Then the first impulse that he did, oh, you have to read the demographics of the audience. Then I was like, oh, yeah, correct. Then he was saying, okay, where are you going to stage this? Then I said, okay, in Singapore. But actually, I want to make a performance that can be brought anywhere on tour. Then he said, no, actually that's not the way to approach a performance, because every performance, if you want to bring a new country, a new city, you have to keep adjusting, because you have to read the demographics of the audience. You cannot just do one show and just bring it all around the world. There has to be a lot of adjustment along the way. Then I was like, gets me thinking, okay, how to really tackle Singapore audience. And the easiest is through talking. That's why I decided, okay, let's do talking instead of moving. Yeah. So that's it. Thank you so much. I thought a lot.